90% of what these governors do has nothing to do with governance. What is your problem with masquerade? A masquerade is a human being who decorates himself to entertain. All right? And they also have cultural values. They also have religious values. So, what does a person who wears a cassock and all those this thing look like? That's a masquerade too, because they are not dressed like a normal person. So even the governor is himself a masquerade because he wears clothes that he doesn't need. What distinguishes a masquerade from a person is the mask. That's why they call it masquerade. He wears a mask over his head so that you don't recognize the person who is there for cultural purposes. So anybody who is wearing a mask makeup is a masquerade because you are masking your face.
Yes.
I don't want to go into beauty, but to come back to the issue, total foolishness and inferiority complex on the part of this guy. If masquerading was a white man's religion or practice, the governor would gladly be importing masquerades from Europe.
Exactly.
The mask on the face of the masquerade, in most places, the better ones are carvings of our own artists. And it's our own cultural practice. The masquerade sometimes entertain kids, some help for environmental preservation. But these idiots don't even know their history. I'm sure it is a pastor that told them, yeah, please. He himself, exactly. So he himself is a masquerade. Yes. He's not even practicing the religion of his fathers. He's using foreign religion to suppress local religion.
Just cover up.
He's a masquerade, so he should be arrested.
Now that the slope officer, I think probably at the National Assembly, is screened by Akwa and the other senators. Do you have any words?
Hopefully, Christopher Musa can finally fence Nigeria. That was his promise when he was CDS. He wants to fence all the borders. So tell him to start fencing the borders. I said it yesterday. It doesn't matter who is the Minister of Defense or not. Even though the one there was a total clown, the one they removed, Matawali to clowns. The issue is how to change and transition to technology to defeat terrorism. But that's a short-term impact. The long-term impact is to defeat poverty. Because without defeating poverty, you cannot eliminate insecurity. You must first of all install social security for you to have physical security in the country. You know, these days, if I'm president of Nigeria, I would appoint a minister of defense.
Why?
A minister of defense will be a drone. That's all. I'll just buy drones. They will be the minister of defense. The person who will be the real minister of defense is the drone operator. Because the drone can locate terrorists more than the minister of defense can in 20 years. Minister of defense is a ceremonial position. It's a ceremonial position for people who award contracts at the Ministry of Defense. And if I'm president of Nigeria, I won't also have the type of contracting you have now. Our contracting will be done by technology. Anything we want to buy, we'll bid for it online. And the people who want to sell it to us can ship it down here. If it requires some security clearance from the US and all that, because there are things you can't buy because of concerns, we'll have a conversation with them diplomatically to sell to us the platforms that we need.
I actually noted that the recruitment of Boko Haram members into the army was not done deliberately, and that it was the state who handed over the recruitment lists to them as at that time. So
was it not Buratai that started buying motorcycles for soldiers to fight terrorists? People like that should not be talking, you understand? How can you say you are the chief of army staff and you are recruiting people that are not screened? the first thing you do is to, even if they hand over a list to you, we have been shouting that they were handing over a list to them. There's a name they call them in the north, I think children of Madame or something. Because most of the recruited, that you're hearing for it, most of the people recruited into the Nigerian army through the Boko Haram, the Boko Haram people, were actually recruited in the name of Buhari's wife and wife of governors. This was part of their own empowerment programs. But you have people who are in the NYC, who have studied and have NYC. That is why I said as president, I will extend the NYC by 2 years, but I will not make it compulsory. But if you want to join the NYC, I'll make you become a teacher or you join the security forces. Because we already know you. You've passed through the university. You have a certificate. We can easily screen you. And there are a lot of graduates who are jobless who want to join the army. But who wants to go and join an army that is managed by illiterates when you are yourself, you are literate? That's the problem. How can somebody like Buratai ever even be conscious of our minister? That knows Buratai. I saw him in Kaduna the other day. You know, he was talking at Arewa Consulting Forum, reading, and nobody was listening to him. He saw me, I shook hands with him, he said, me and you, we will box one day. I said, don't try it, though. Yes. Because don't take it for granted that because I look.
Are you a boxer?
He was just saying it. I think he was saying because of the amount of expose that was done on him by CR reporters. He was, we did a lot of reporting on him.
Security is tied to illegal mining, resource control, and all of that. So, if you become the president, how do you handle illegal mining, resource control, and resource derivation, 13% derivation, and all that derivation they agitate for?
Do you know that I studied geography and planning that's my first degree. So, what I'll do first is to map all the resources in the mining sector, know what is where, through advanced cartography, area mapping, soil samples, geology. And then I will license you to go operate in areas where you cannot enter an area to mine if the federal government doesn't know you. The problem now is that the federal government is itself aiding and abetting illegal mining.
Exactly.
So that the money goes into the private pockets of those in power. But there's gold in Zamfara. Nobody wants to tell you the reason why Zamfara is in turmoil is because of gold. And the people who are mining it, we know them. There's the guy you mentioned, former NSA, he's one of them, and another governor. They're all fighting there. But ask yourself, why is it that the gold mines in Zamfara are quiet? Nobody's operating there. But they are flying, private planes there to pick gold. And that's another thing about technology. How can you have an airspace and some people fly into it and you can't detect them?
Detect them, honestly.
Every week, I can tell you this, that planes fly into Zamfara to pick gold and fly out of this country. But because of greed of current and former leaders, we have no chance. And they are the ones funding the militants. Because everybody that has a good mind don't want anybody to come there, including the government. They don't want you to see. So they put arms in the hands of, small arms that they bought from Libya. Put it in the hands of those militants. And when when the good mines are no longer functioning, the militants just start abducting people for ransom.
So lastly, I would like you to react to this. You conducted the election for your party, convention.
Yes.
And there have been reactions from supporters that you claim to be democratic and allow the rule of law to take place, but that you are the chairman of the party without giving any other person a chance to take over the position of leadership, and that you will still become the presidential candidate in the coming election. What do you want to say?
The people that are saying that have no knowledge about our party, or they have knowledge that they are hiding from you. Do you know, apart from the APC and the PDP, which is chairmanless now, do you know any party's chairman? If I ask, there are 14 political parties. Do you know their chairman? Do you know of one single party chairman apart from APC? Most likely you don't. Because you don't care about those parties. But you care about Sowore's party because it's a unique party.
Exactly. We are unique.
Yes. But this is what you need to know in case you don't. The party was established in 2019, registered 2018. Sorry, it was registered 2018 August, and I ran for president in 2019. The party was then taken over in 2019 by somebody sponsored by Wike, who was our secretary at that time. His name is Leonard Ezenwa. We then took him to court. No, after he claimed to have dissolved the expo and we were fighting back, Wike gave a judge in this building the order to grant him an ex parte order that we are no longer the leaders of the party we established. That judge is Justice Ekwo. He's now on suspension for 1 year for doing what judges should not be doing. In this court, court 5. So we went to the Court of Appeal and fought for 3 years before we got the party back. So just to correct the impression that I've been the chairman of the party I have not been the chairman of the party for more than 1 year before the party was taken over.
Exactly.
And because it was a new party, registered in 2018, the party did not even have a convention to elect leaders. We just appointed leaders and approved them at the convention.
Yes.
So then they went and had a convention when I was under detention by the DSS in 2019 in Owerri, and imposed Leonard Ezenwa as the chairman of the party. All of you are pretending that you are not in this country. And the media also assisted because we were collecting money from.
Yes.
So we did not get the party back through the Court of Appeal until 2022. 6 days before elections and nominations for presidency was to close.
Yes.
So we went to a nomination process, did not elect party leaders, and had an open process. The operating word is open process. And I was nominated as the presidential candidate of the party for the second time, 2022, and ran in 2023. So in 2024, we were notified that the party leadership needs to organize a convention. Well, we pushed back because we said our tenure is 2 months or 6 months plus the tenure running from 2022 to 2023 and 2024. So our tenure of that period did not expire until 2025.
Exactly.
You know the reason they are interested in the party? They want to hijack it again.
Yes.
Because they have destroyed every other political party, including the person you are referring to is Wike's cameraman,
Yes.
that cobbler,
Yeah.
you know, from Ekiti State. They are so worried that the party will emerge at this time that they cannot buy. Because they have destroyed the PDP through the help of Wike. They have taken over the Labour Party. So, which other party do you have? Of course, the AAC. And they are worried stiff. But here is our advice to them. If you want to join the party, you better join now. If you think you can come and buy the party, it's not going to happen. But to answer to your question about the leadership of the party, we had a transparently open convention that you attended yourself. And it was it's the job of and the duty of party members to elect
Anybody they want to.
but they want to, as they do in other parties, impose upon our party a candidate that they can manipulate. So nobody should bother about the leader, because even the courts have said it, that leadership of parties is internal affairs of the party. That's what the law says. So the party can decide to appoint and elect its leaders at its national convention, which was announced, which was also, by the way, monitored by INEC. And INEC left the place saying they are so surprised that they were told that Sowore is a troublemaker, that his convention will be bloody, and that not a single chair was broken. So I think they are all worried now that one of the parties in the country that they cannot buy has had a convention. The PDP couldn't have a convention. When they did one, they had to come and fight on the street of Abuja. The APC is having everybody decamp to the APC, but they have no peace. Because Nigerians are not decamping to the APC. So tell them the party has opened its online registration portal for people who may want to join.
Yes.
Membership fees is just 1,000 naira, the cheapest. We typically don't even sell forms, but the party may decide, as it is convenient for it, to. And we have a new party ESCO in an election and convention monitored by INEC. So if anybody is worried, it's not a problem. And I know why. We know why they are worried. Because there's a party in town they can't buy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we are going to 2027. It doesn't look good for them. Because the Nigerian people are going to take their destinies in their hands.
Does not.
You know, it's the same question people used to ask me, that do I have confidence in the judiciary? I tell you, our job is not to come and instill confidence in the judiciary. If the judiciary cannot guarantee justice, we will bring justice to the judiciary. That's why we come to court. It's to enforce our rights, not because we believe that the judges, but sometimes the judges also understand that we will demand for our rights. And they have no option. But supposing you don't come to court, what happens? The judges will just be acting as they like. Do you know that part of the reason why Ekwo was removed was because he was selling parties to Wike through interlocutory injunctions? And I don't know why they will suspend him for a year instead of kicking him. How do you find a judge guilty of immorality,
And you still
unethical conduct, and you ask him to come back?
come back again.
How does such a judge still sit,
Not supposed to come back at all.
you know, on the bench of justice?